Rates took the biggest drop that we have seen in over a year, and you've got to see how that is stimulating the economy right now, because if you've been holding off because rates have been high and you've wanted to get in the game, whether as an investor or just for your own home, check this out. You see this house right here? This is kind of entry level for this area that I live in. There's a ton of people that would like to buy that house, but rates have been so high, they're like, shoot, that's an insane mortgage. That's almost $2,000 a month. And if you could rewind the clock with lower rates, that payment would drop by $600 or $700. So there's a ton of people out there that are they're frozen. They've been waiting for the rates to drop. And last week, they just started dropping. And if you want to know by how much and what's happening in the market now, let's take a look. You see this house right here? To a brand new investor, this looks intimidating. To me, in my early 20s, that's how I became a multimillionaire for the first time and became financially free. Real estate can be intimidating because you're thinking, well, do I have to be on site? Do I have to find something in my backyard? If I buy it at a discount, do I have to like fix it up? Do I have to play landlord and find tenants? What if I don't want to do any of that? Well, 20 years ago, I started finding people all over the world and I started partnering with them, basically saying, if you've got money trapped in a 401k or an IRA or equity in a home, let me bring you to the very best homes that have the highest return, the highest ROIs, the highest cash flow, the highest appreciation, and let's partner up. You bring the money, I'll do all of the work, and we'll split the profits 50-50. And I've got my partners around the world making so much money right now that this is their way of now creating the retirement of their dreams, the retirement that they want. If you're not on track for millions of dollars at retirement and you really don't know how to get there, but you know that a 401k isn't working, you know that an IRA isn't working, and you don't want to put your trust in those things, then you may want to check out my track record on my last $2 billion worth of real estate. Because in the link below, you can learn about partnering with me, where I'll take you to the top 5 markets out of 324 in this nation, and I'll show you ROI so high, they will kick the trash out of your 401k. They will make at least 27 times more money than you would have for retirement, and that's enough to have millions of dollars. If you want to learn about partnering, click the link below. Let me show you what's up. And for the last 6 months, I've been telling you that through 2024, rates are going to start to drop. And last week, that started hitting. And I got to tell you right now, tiny rate drops have equaled massive movement in the real estate market. And this is just the beginning of what we are going to be seeing through 2024. Right now, we have so much pent-up demand from the millions of missing homes that it doesn't take a whole lot of movement in rates for people to say, that's it, I'm going to nab that house. The average interest rate on a 30-year mortgage went from 7.86% and dropped by 50 basis points, over 0.5% to 7.35%, as long as you're doing that 20% down payment. And I'm just going to tell you right now, 0.5% is a really big deal, because on a mortgage, that can make the difference of a payment being literally lowered by $75 to a couple $100, depending on the size of the mortgage. The vast majority of current homeowners right now carry mortgage interest rates closer to 4%, and through 2024, Rocket Mortgage is predicting that we're going to see rates drop close to that 4% through 2024. With every drop, guess what happens? It stimulates the economy, and when that happens, do you know what happens to the price of real estate? Now let's talk mortgage application volume, because we track nationwide how many people are actually applying for mortgages, and last week it rose by 2.5% compared to the week prior. So we've got 3% increase on mortgages on brand new home purchases. We saw a 2% increase on refinances. People are basically saying, hey, 0.5% to me might make the difference of $100 or $200 a month. That's big enough to create some movement for me to say now, hey, this is within my budget. This is actually worth it. Let's do this. But I think people are being eager beavers. I think if they hold out just a few more months, they're gonna see that it's gonna drop again, and again. This is just the beginning of big drops that we need to see through 2024, and there's different reasons for that. Now, I've been warning you because we have an inventory problem. You know that we're currently missing, according to Fannie and Freddie, they claim a conservative 3.5 million homes. I've heard the number as high as 6.8 million homes. That is historically the largest number of missing home inventory we have ever actually tracked data for in our nation's history. What that basically means is 2008, we had such an awful real estate bubble pop, which was good news for me and other real estate investors that knew to go in with cash and basically buy homes up at these 40, 50, 60, 70% discounts. I mean, we made a killing on that real estate, but we've never really recovered from 2008. If we track that number of inventory, it's grown by over 100,000 homes month over month over month for the course of a decade. And then we've done some things to beat it down and then finally get a little bit ahead of the curve, but never have we been missing, let's just call it 5 million homes. What does this basically mean? It basically means, uh-oh, rates are dropping, the housing market will be less frozen, we should now start listing our home because guess what? There's a greater chance that we're gonna find someone to buy it right now. Now, where this is really great for me is I'm not out there trying to buy a primary residence for my family. I'm an investor, and inventory moving means that it's even easier to find deeply discounted properties, and that means that I can produce what's called a higher ROI. It's a return on investment. You see, in my core strategy as an investor, I'll buy a home and only hold it for 5 or 6 years. I'll rent it out, and in that strategy, I can often produce 25, 30, or 35% annual ROI. That means that my money is doubling every 2 or 3 years. You put your money in the savings account and it won't double for 144 years. If you put it in like the stock market, it might double every 7 to 10 years. But getting your money to double every 2 or 3 years, and with the ROIs coming up even shorter than that, that's why I as an investor will outperform a 401k 27 to 1 over a 20-year span, where its 30-year average is around 6%. And right now I'm averaging closer to 25% as a minimum, and on average closer to 34%. By the way, if you want to learn about a turnkey approach to investing in real estate, you can do that by partnering with me, and there is a link below where I will explain exactly what that means. Because if you have money sitting in a 401k or an IRA or even just equity in a home, right? Anyone that owned a home during the pandemic probably saw a $100,000 increase in your property's value. That's money that you can take out, just like a 401k IRA. And if you put it in real estate earning those ROIs, like I have on my last $2 billion of real estate over the last 20 years, well, that means that you are going to have millions of dollars potentially for retirement instead of maybe tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Click the link if you want to learn more. And if you are an investor and you're watching my videos because you're like, Kris, I'm waiting for the moment to pounce, wink, I'm giving you the in right now. Rates dropping, we're gonna see the housing market increase in price here. As those rates continue to drop through 2024, we're gonna see an increase. I think over the next 12 to 24 months, we could see an increase where the national median goes from 431,000 and breaks well over $500,000 for the first time in our history. Every home that you own could literally add an extra $100,000 to your net worth. And I want you to think about that. It's like, Kris, if I own 10 homes, are you saying that over 12 to 24 months, I could make an extra $1 million on paper that way? And the answer is yes, I believe that's very possible. In fact, that is why people right now in droves are coming to partner with me, and they're clicking that link below, just like the other 1,000 partners that I have because of my success in the last 20 years on managing ROI. All right, back to how the rate drop is now affecting the real estate market. Well, let's talk about days on market. In other words, houses have a certain number of days on market, and right now it's been averaging about 50 days. You list a home, 50 days later it gets under contract, 30 to 40 days later someone's gonna buy it. Well, a typical home spent 50 days on market last month, 1 day fewer than October 2022, and 16 days fewer than they did October 2017, 18, and 19. In other words, for October this time of year, compared to the last 5 years, the market is moving very, very fast. While record high mortgage rates are putting off many would-be buyers, decreases in both inventory and time homes spent on the market shows that some buyers are moving quickly to lock in rates before they go up any higher. So there's definitely that part of society that's like, oh no, rates are high, they're gonna stay high, shoot. If they just took a 0.5% dip, we better take action on that. And that's the movement that we're seeing in the market. When we see another 0.5% or a full point drop, it is gonna be bananas. For my investors out there, here's the bottom line for you. With rates dropping, homes are definitely going to start moving in price, and they're going to move north. With inventory increasing, more homes are gonna be available for purchase, and there are gonna be many deals that you can find with massive rates of return. If you're looking at leveraging real estate as a vehicle for producing financial freedom, getting out of a job, supplementing your income, or just having a kick-butt retirement, then I want you to consider now is the right time to get in the game, because if you know how to buy right with ROI, you also learn that interest rates don't matter a whole lot. When they go down, it gives me more inventory. It makes it easier to find a good deal, but I'm telling you the good deals are out there with those ROIs right now. Now, if you want to wake up to retirement with literally millions of dollars and you want to see exactly how realistic that can be, click the link below and learn about partnering with me, because I'm going to show you a different math to the game of real estate where we're not talking about paint colors and finding like the sweet little duplex and a breakfast in bed. We're not playing that game. We're playing a game of I worked hard for my money and I want to sit it in a home that looks like the last 6,500 homes that Krohn has done, so that it behaves the same way like an actuary and gives me performance so that I can have the retirement of my dreams. If you want that, click the link below. Let's explore. Kris, I don't want to wait 20 years. I don't want to wait till retirement to have millions of dollars. How are the other people like you getting rich quick in real estate now? Well, we are doing that. We're using a slightly different strategy. It's It's called wholesaling. And if you want to know what that is, click right here and let me show you.